second production running that we have beautiful weather and a nice lush surface to play on. We've obviously seen throughout the secondary schools football games being played in very slushy and difficult field conditions for the players. Today is a beautiful day for football.
Indeed. Now, speaking of beautiful day for football, St. Benedict's College, they're on top of the table, right? And they face Pleasantville Secondary today. But top of the table, Fatima College. Colin, what do you reckon are their chances today? I mean, big wins against St. Augustine and big wins again against Speyside.
Yeah, I expect both St. Benedict's and Fatima to be victorious today. It will be a huge upset if either of them lose or even draw. So, you know, Benedict should win, Fatima should win. It's going to be interesting in terms of the how many goals they will score, because it comes down to goal difference. Right now, the goal difference is exactly the same, number of points exactly the same as we see there. And if they win by the same margin today, then it simply means that it may very well be a toss of the coin who actually wins the group.
Well, let's talk about Fatima College's team a little bit. Some of the key players and all of that, Colin.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, it's not going to be an easy game for Fatima. I think they will win, and I think they will win easy. But let's remember, this St. Anthony's team, they hate to lose to Fatima, right? It's that kind of rivalry, and don't ask me why, but they just hate it. Fatima, on the other time, they are a good all-round team. Going down the right, I think they've dynamite. They've got young Bailey going down the right, going from midfield and heading into the box. Then they got Hospitalis at a right back. He's overlapping all the time. On the next side, they've got this young Nunes guy. Midfield, they're laden with talent. Digans, Romany, Alcantara. This is a well-rounded, well-organized, well-coached team. So, you know, as I said, I expect them to win this afternoon. I expect them to win well. But St. Anthony's, they are going to fight all the way.
All right. Well, Fatima College, we expect the fight from Fatima College. But Brent, when we talk about St. Anthony's College, I mean, not the greatest of seasons. I mean, they last time around, they came fourth in the group with all the teams, but this time in a group with just half the teams also at fourth. Not such a great season.
Yeah, they've struggled a lot this season. Of course, they're coming off the back of two very heavy defeats. In fact, they've lost their 2 games with 7 goals deficit collectively. As it relates, of course, to the likes of St. Anthony's and how they move forward, a lot of it is down in what is happening within the team, the inconsistency within the squad itself. They're not scoring goals. That's a massive concern if you're a St. Anthony's College supporter, and of course in the coaching staff. But as Colin rightfully mentioned, they're here in Westmoreland, St. Anthony's ground, a hunting ground that Fatima has really struggled to do well in. So throw the form guide out the window. I know Colin doesn't want to hear it.
Guide out the window, Brent. Form guide out of the window.
Before they get into that argument, let's hear what First Assistant Coach Imran Gopal had to say about St. Anthony's and this game today.
2 wins, 3 losses. Disappointing season so far for St. Anthony's?
Yes, it is. Our standards usually much higher than this, but like I mentioned before, 2 years on no football really hurt us. We didn't get that time to really put in our foundations and get that ball rolling. So all we could do is just keep working, and just move on and see how best we could finish the season strong.
As we look at this afternoon's fixtures, 2 losses in your last game. More importantly, no goals in your last 2 games. Is that a concern going into this fixture?
Yes, it is. So we worked on that going forward. And as you can see, we get a bright and sunny day today, unlike the past few days, the past few games. So we're hoping that the ground conditions remain nice like this. We get nice football. And you know, Fatima is always a big rival to us up here in the north. So we go out there and give us our best and try to improve and give a good showing for everybody watching the game today.
Well, of course, Fatima College is undefeated so far.
Yeah.
Is there anything within the Fatima College games that you would have seen that you believe you can exploit today?
Fatima has been very strong, but not to take away from them, we are home, right? We're in the Tigers den, and anything goes here. So kudos to them for going undefeated on the season so far, right? But today, this afternoon, they might be in for a surprise.
We are the Tigers and we are home. Colin Murray, what do you say to that
He's
one?
obviously spoken to Brent Sancho before the game. Listen, yes, he's at home. Yes, they have home advantage. But this is not unfamiliar territory to Fatima. They've played here before. These boys going up from under 14 have played here. They've got the form. The condition of the ground is good. It's as Brent was saying, it's not slushy. It's not muddy. I expect the ball to run through. And at the end of the day, quality will shine.
Well, let's hear what assistant coach Russell Sutton from Fatima College has to say about today.
Coach, undefeated so far this season. You must be a proud man.
Very proud of the boys. Hard work, prepare from early in the season. Preparation, the key to everything.
Well, of course, you are one of 4 teams that are in the semi-finals already. Is there any preference for a team that you would want to play in the semi-finals?
Well, anybody come here to play them, it doesn't matter. But we preparing for anything because we preparing from the start of the season. So we ain't very worried about anybody right now.
As we look at today's game, 2 injuries coming into it. Tell us about the changes in personnel and maybe even change in tactics.
Well, it's a basic swap, you know. Chavez coming in for Mason. Good player, good tactical player, you know. Basically the same thing. The team is as strong as the bench, so when they get the opportunity to come in, you have to take the opportunity. That is what Fatima is about.
Slight change in terms of Fatima College. Brent, what do you have to say to what Coach Sutton told you earlier?
Of course, he talked about the changes coming into the game, but they were like-for-like changes. Tactically, they'll approach this one the same way. What I like about Fatima College is goals are coming from the various places within the squad. So there's confidence there. As Colin rightfully mentioned, they're a team that played a particular way, understands the way they want to play, and this is a perfect surface for the type of football they enjoy playing.
All right, well, let's talk about Group A. Who is going to top Group A? Will it be St. Benedict's or will it be Fatima College?
Can I give you the lotto numbers as well? It's difficult. I mean, at the end of the day, who scores more goals will win.
Yeah.
And both of them are capable of scoring 4, 5, 6 goals against the opposition.
Yeah, like for like all the way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Group B now. We have Presentation College and we have Sour North Secondary School. Who will top Group B as they face off today?
I think that's a difficult one. Similar like Group A, it's quite hard to tell. But I must say, the loss of Boyce for Presentation College is a massive loss for them. And I think that just may be the difference because we're talking about goals. We're talking about teams that are, of course, in similar type positions. But I think when you look at Sween and Larry Noel and what they present as a tandem, I think it'll be very difficult for Presentation to hold them at bay.
Well, let's hear what the coaches at the Hazley Crawford Stadium had to say.
We approach the game like any other game. I mean, you don't want to get any habit of losing the game, so we go out there and play to win, try and play for the 3 points. I think that it's going to be a difficult game, but it's a game that if we do the right things, you know, and a good game to prepare us for the semi-finals, seeing that we already in the semi-finals.
All right, and do you have a preference regarding meeting one of the 2 opponents, whether based on their style of play?
Not necessarily. I mean, if you look at the standings in the other group, the both teams are same points, same goal differential. So it won't really be much different. I think the both teams recruited well this season, you know, and that made their job a lot easier from a coaching perspective. But we don't really have a preference because I think the both of them are 2 well-coached teams, and whichever one we meet is going to be a good game.
And anything, you know, you'd like to say before the game?
I mean, as I say, it's really a dead rubber game in terms of our goal. We achieved that, which was our first goal was to stay up in the league. Second goal was to get to the Big Four, and we achieved that already. So now we just use this game as preparation for the semi-finals on Friday.
Well, today it's just the ending of the first round for us. You know, it's another game where against one of our rivals. The last year we played them, you know, we had a very exciting game, and I expect a very exciting game today also.
All right, and do you have a preference regarding meeting one of the 2 opponents in the same
Well, you know, we have to be careful for what we ask for. So I'm not asking for any one of the teams because both teams, Fatima and St. Benedict's, very, very dangerous. So we will just play play the game as it come. No, well, we are just excited to meet Sawa. I think we have some unfinished business. They will think today is a revenge game, but to us, it's building back from after having played for over a week, because most of the boys were down with the virus. I think today is the first kick out for most of them. So we will enjoy the game, because come Friday that's the important game for us. Thank you.
It's the Tiger Tanks Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. Listen, it is such an exciting day. It will tie your tongue no matter the way you look at it. This is Hazley Crawford Stadium. We have a crew down there and we'll give you updates throughout this matchup. In a short while, St. Anthony's College face up against Fatima College here at West Moorings. We'll be right back.
Welcome back here to the St. Anthony's College grounds, the home of the Tigers. And we'll have to see if today they will be tigerish in their approach to playing against the top of the table team in Fatima College. And it should be a real interesting encounter. I'm Colin Murray alongside Brent Sancho. Brent, you look at these the lineup here today, and really and truly, and the form guide, you have to say that St. Anthony's College really shouldn't stand a chance. But you know, they're home and they hate to lose to Fatima.
Yeah, they hate to lose to Fatima, of course. As we look at the importance of this fixture, I think from a Fatima College perspective, a win is important as they go into, of course, the semi-finals on Friday. It's so important that they get not only the momentum, but as they say, winning is a habit. From a St. Anthony's College, they're home. You're right in what you're saying. This is a ground that they've done very well against Fatima traditionally, but today is all about who's hot and who's not.
That's right, and it's a pretty hot day as well. So it's going to be a really interesting encounter. There are the officials for this encounter, and the referee, of course, is Rashbi McPhee. His assistants, Miguel Joseph and Roshan Baliram, and the match commissioner, Rudolph Hope, is the match commissioner. And there is the St. Anthony's team, and we'll just in a minute look at how they're starting here this afternoon. Let's look at the starting lineup. There's we're dealing with Fatima first. Sorry, it's Edwards, the goalkeeper. Edwards. There's Christian Bailey, the skipper. Noons, Atherton, Williams, Romany, Cantara, then Jordan, Digans, Chavez, and Hospitalis. That is their lineup, and the coach, of course, Hudson Baba Charles. The St. Anthony's lineup, we'll get to them in a minute as they lining up with Prescott in goal. Then there's Francois, Brusco, Ford, Calendar, Hayward, Wilson Wright, Samuel, Hutchinson, Thomas, Voise, and their coach, the ever-present Ronald Daniel. Well, we have a minutes of silence for Bishop Gold, who passed away at the age of 93. So Bishop Gold, Roman Catholic priest with the Holy Ghost Fathers, and was part of the St. Anthony's setup. And just observing a minute's silence for him. So the players just getting themselves ready, and of course, Brent, we talked about the field, the condition here. We talked about the condition here in terms of the field. Well, we're going up to the Samoa North team. This is their starting lineup against the presentation team. There's Haynes, Larry Noel, the skipper, Lewis, Ferguson, Sween, Joseph, and then this is the presentation lineup: Lazarus, Worrell, Cooper, George, Young, Jones, Barclay, Brathwaite, Ford, and Quashie. The coach is Sean Cooper, is the coach. So that is
full strength. Both teams.
Yeah, both teams at full strength.
Of course, a lot at stake, Colin. The top of the group at Claim.
And of course, we talked, Brent, a lot about the field conditions here. Nice to see it nice and sunny, and the field should be in good condition. Yeah,
we've seen so many of the games that we've done here on SportsMax in our broadcast of the Tiger Tanks Premiership. Has been in slushy, muddy, very difficult conditions for the players. Of course, having an impact on the type of football that the teams have played throughout. But of course, this is a different type of field condition.
Well, here we go with long ball there by Alcantara, looking for that man playing wide in Jordan, but it's picked up by St. Anthony's as they try to come forward with it. Hayward looking to get the better of Williams, can't keep it in, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. So Fatima looking to get victory here again this afternoon, and get a good victory, because we talked about them and St. Benedict's same goal difference, amount of goals, similar amount of goals, Brent. There's absolutely nothing to choose between them, and when they met the first game of the season, they drew 1-1.
And of course, when you look at the fact that they're going into the second phase of the competition, which is the semi-finals, the top two teams from each group progressing on to the semi-finals and national semi-finals. As a player, sometimes you do have a choice in who you want to play. That's for sure. You know, you listen to coaches always talk about it doesn't matter who they play. It does, because you certainly wouldn't want to meet the winner of the next group. and both teams would be happy to, of course, avoid that situation.
Well, it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So just about a minute and a half in this game so far. It's with Nunes. Goes back to Williams, but a bit of a mistake from him. And challenging him and coming forward was Thomas. But it's set back upfield by Williams. Does well to recover. Goes all the way to goalkeeper Prescott. Well,
that's poor.
Yeah, giving it away.
Yeah, that's poor, especially coming out of the fact that they had a bit of a blip at the back for Fatima and a chance for St. Anthony's. An opportunity to keep the pressure on Fatima College and an errant pass.
Yeah, he was trying to get Calendar in, but an errant pass, as you rightly said. This is Bailey, goes back to Hospitalis. The ball may have come off of Hospitalis, so it's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. It's with Voisin. Gets it towards Thomas. Thomas playing the lone striker for St. Anthony's. Clearance upfield. Jordan giving chase. The Gans is in for support, but headed away by Brusco. Really hot, sunny conditions, man. It's a typical day where you really have to say, let the ball do the work.
Yeah, let the ball do the work. Of course, and more importantly, be very clever in the utilization of your energy. We've seen a lot of errant passes and mistakes. As much as we talked about the field being lush and green, it's still a bit bumpy.
Yeah, I was
undulated. Yeah, it's because of course the sun would have dried out the mud and the indentations in the field, which have left it. Yes, it's drier, but it's still quite uneven in a lot of parts of the pitch.
You're so right. I was just about to make the point. The ball is bouncing uneven as this ball played through to the Gans press.
That's very
that's dangerous. But it's picked up here by Chavez. Sends it over to the far post. Here comes Jordan. He was waiting on it. He should have attacked it. And I think the referee is in fact giving a foul. But Jordan, good idea from Chavez. He sent it way over on the far side, looking for Voisin. Now Voisin has come into this team, Brent, replacing the top scorer in Kyle Williams. And but as you rightly said before the start of the game, a like-for-like change. But you see, there's the ball just bubbling up as it goes to Chavez. That's going to be very difficult for these young men in terms of ball control.
But particularly for Fatima College, as you know, they like playing the ball in the surface and trying to explore different spaces on the patch. And the likes of the Gans in particular, who pops up in those pockets, Colin, and likes to receive the ball in a half turn and make the telling passes. It may be a bit of a challenge here today for him, simply because, as we said, it looks bubbly.
It does. Well, is Wilson Wright trying to go down the Fatima's left and St. Anthony's right. There's that ball thrown forward, looking for Samuel. Back in field. Can't control it is Haywood. Good ball sent over onto this near side towards Bailey. He's got Hospitalis back with support. This is Hospitalis. He's going to play it inside. This is Romany picking it up, starting to run at the St. Anthony's defense. Gets it forward again towards Chavez. This is Nunes. Remember, he's scored a beauty of a goal from outside the box against Speyside. Hospitalis. He's ever present, ever so quick. Looking for the 1-2, but it goes out to Bailey. He's wide on that right side. Sends the cross in. Headed away, but only as far as Hospitalis. He's giving chase. He's pretty speedy. He's going to go all the way back towards Atherton. A little bit of a nudge there by Thomas, but he's okay. That's Fatima trying to get control again through Alcantara. We understand in the Hazley Crawford Stadium, interestingly, Brent, Presentation are 1 goal up against Samoa.
And I did have my concerns for Presentation College, Colin, of course, missing their top goal-getter in Boyce, and how they would fare.
They obviously want to show you that they're not missing Boyce.
They're not missing anyone.
Here is Jordan looking to head it back, but he gives it away. As coming forward with it is Samuel. Gets it to Thomas. He can't control it.
He has to do better there, Colin. From a St. Anthony's perspective, you just feel that is where they're going to get their joy, in transition when they are counter-attacking. But they have to have good use of the football. That was just not good enough.
Nice cool breeze blowing across the ground at this point in time, as Bailey in a real tussle there with Calendar. And Calendar gets the last touch, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Bailey with the throw looking for Chavez, but it's not going to go past Francois. So a throw for Fatima. Bailey, the skipper, coming forward to take the throw. He's looking for some movement. Decides to get it towards Alcantara. He loses out as St. Anthony's come away with it. This is Wilson Wright looking for Thomas. It hits him actually as he turned, and it's sent upfield. Chavez trying to turn with it, and eventually that ball is going to Bailey as the sun has left us here for the moment. Lovely 1-2, and Bailey heading towards the byline, has the first shot of the game, low but straight to the keeper Prescott. He had no problems with it, but again we see good movement from Fatima as they go forward, Brent.
Yeah, good play all around there by Fatima College. Eventually ended up on a strike and go by Bailey, but it was good movement. Good 1-2 interchanging. Bailey only had one thing in his mind. I think that touch there took him further away from the goal, which made, of course, the save for Prescott a routine one. Maybe it could have been better served playing that ball across the goal, but nevertheless, I'm quite sure he would be happy with the start he's had so far, Bailey, the captain.
So we see quite a few number of spectators coming in, a lot of Fatima spectators.
You would know what the Fatima supporters look like, Colin.
They're in their uniform, Brent. If you look to your right, you will see them all in their uniform. But here goes Hospitalis. Seeing Alcantara's dad, Jason Alcantara, played for Fatima himself as a schoolboy. He is here. As a long ball played forward, but it's picked up here in the midfield by Samuel. Trying to get Hayward going, but it's hit too far ahead of him, and it's going to be a goal kick. So for Fatima, Tristan Edwards is the man saving for Fatima today, and he's going to take the kick.
Well, it's surprising when you look at the form guide, Colin, and seeing a St. Anthony's College team that's been shut out in their last two games. This is a program that's normally free-flowing, scoring, and free-scoring team, and have produced a lot of very good offensive players. Of course, Kenwin Jones, although he played as a stopper here at St. Anthony's. Carlos Edwards, Brent Rahim, just to name a few. You go further back, you got Gollop, Evans Wise, and he can go on and on. Ricky Aliong.
Yep, that's right. Ricky
of course,
Aliong. Very
great offensive players. Just wonder why they've not been able to score. Maybe they could change today.
Well, here is Thomas, but he loses out. As Atherton was coming forward with it, but he was pulled back, and it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Some more Fatima old boys coming. I'm seeing Roger Hadid. Can't remember him playing football for Fatima, but he is here because of the father, son of Joe Hadid, and but he is there in company near to Alcantara's dad. It's good to see them coming out to support. Samoa has equalized. Is it
Jadel Joseph?
Oh, I was going to say, is it Larry Noel?
Oh, not yet, anyway.
Normally, when you say Samoa scored, you say Larry Noel, don't you?
That's such an intriguing and interesting battle.
Yeah.
Presentation. Of course, we're getting live updates from the Hasey Crawford Stadium via the rest of the SportsMax team.
What I like about it so far, Brent, in that game, it seems to be all-out attack. You know, and there's no sort of team looking to play defensive, trying to, knock the ball around, see what the opposition has. It seems to be all-out attack from both teams, which is good.
It really is a good segue, of course, into the national semi-finals, Colin. It's such a difficult one to call.
Oh, man.
When you look at the parity with the four teams that have gone on to the semi-finals, I'd like to add Naparima College as an honourable mention in that grouping.
You know what when you look at the four teams, they offer something different. All four offer something different, which I think is great. You know, you look at Samoa, their organization and of course their talent in the two players they have. They probably individually have two of the best players in the league. You know, and then you look at the offense of St. Benedict's going forward. St. Benedict's, they come with 4 and 5 attackers coming at you. presentation, missing voice, but they're very well organized at the back, you know. Then you look at this Fatima team that, again, a well-organized team, but a well-rounded team. You know, you look at it and you think that no real stars, but you look at the individual players and they've got some really good individual players. So, you know, it's going to be a really interesting and well-fought Big Four tournament.
Well, of course, when we looked at the Naparima St. Benedict's game, we spoke so much as we look at some of course, the students from St. Anthony's College hanging over the veranda. We talked a lot about big moments in a game, and I think that semi-finals will come back to big moments, whether it's a big save or, of course, a bit of individual brilliance.
Well, here goes Bailey, sends it across. It goes to Forbes. He slips, but he can turn. And let's see what he's going to do with it. He tries to get it back to the guards, but he loses out. Good bit of work from Haywood. Or not Haywood, sorry. That was a good bit of work from Samuel coming all the way back and clears his line. So it's going to be a throw because it did come off of the guns. So it's going to be a throw for St. Anthony. Still goalless here. Just about 12 and a half minutes played as a foul committed.
It's been a very stop-start affair, Colin. It really hasn't had any flow to it so far.
Conditions, Brent?
Yeah, it's going to look at the conditions both from a humidity perspective and I think the pitch as well. You know, I was hoping that it was a flatter surface, but it seemed to be a bit on the bumpy side for the players, especially controlling of the football seems to be a bit of a challenge.
Well, this is Alcantara, plays a bad ball and cleared away downfield, given to Samuel. He plays it forward as St. Anthony's looking to attack through Hutchinson. Goes wide on the right, Haywood. He can't keep it in, and it's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. It's going to be Brusco sending it all the way back. And Hospital is clearing his lines, goes to Nunes, but it's picked up by Samuel. Looks for the shot. Wide. So this is the Tiger Tanks Secondary Schools League. We're at St. Anthony's College. Fatima coming up against St. Anthony's. What an encounter these two have normally had over the years. Hasn't been a great season for St. Anthony's, but when it comes to them playing Fatima, they seem to always put out something extra. Turning in the middle with it there. It looks to be Hutchinson going wide to Haywood. The cross ball comes in and goalkeeper Edwards comes and collects easily. Sent long upfield, looking for Chavez. It's Calendar, doesn't clear it. Luckily he gets a second bite of the cherry, but Chavez intervenes. And the Calendar has to come back and clear his lines, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima.
That's good work by Chavez. He was all alone up there, but he made his presence felt by hustling and harrying the defenders. They look a bit uneasy, the St. Anthony's defenders. We've seen one or two slice clearances by them so far. And very unsettled. Of course, the last time we saw them here on SportsMax, Colin, was a 3-2 victory against St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive. But they made a very routine win, very difficult at the end, as we have a look at the Fatima College substitutes.
St. Anthony's, if they come forward, it's given away to Bailey. Chips it back to Hospitalis, and he does well in the end. Gets it to what's So this is Williams, way over, getting it towards Jordan, and cleared away. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. So Hospitalis to Bailey. I did talk about how Fatima will be utilizing this dynamic duo of Hospitalis and Bailey on the right side. And they're ready. They're starting to come down this right side. But it's picked up here by Ford. Sends it through, looking for Thomas. A good tackle coming from Williams, coming across. Clears his lines.
He done well,
yep.
Williams. He came across just in time.
Covering, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good covering. He read the game well. And of course, there's news now, as you see, the tackle here, it's a good time in there by Williams. I think a second later and he may have had a foul. More importantly, it would have been a striker in on goal, which may have resulted in a red card. So, well-timed challenge there by Williams.
Yes, but it's a corner. I thought it was a throw, but St. Anthony's, they have the first corner, their first corner of the game. And we understand that St. Benedict's, they are leading by 1-0, and they're playing Pleasantville.
That's an interesting encounter as well. Of course, that group still to be decided here with Fatima College playing. But from a Pleasantville perspective, Colin, they're in the relegation situation.
Here is Hutchinson. Looking here for, is that, let's see, the man trying to pick it up was Voisin. But it's played up. Goes to Francois. He decides to take no chances. Sensible, Brent.
Yeah, sensible. Especially with the surface being so, of course, bumpy. An errant back pass, it could have meant anything.
Well, Romany going to the far post, looking for De Gans. He hasn't been in the game very much today, Brent.
No, and again, we can look at the excuse of the pitch and, of course, the weather conditions. But what we saw from him in the last game against Speyside, he was presenting himself in nice pockets and nice positions, and, of course, controlled and impacted the game for Fatima College. It hasn't happened. I think also from a numerical perspective, there's a lot of red shirts in there as well, Colin, that is preventing him from operating in those areas.
I must say, I like the organization of St. Anthony's. They're well organized. They're holding their own in terms of defensively when they lose the ball. And they're looking to come forward at every opportunity, as we see a ball right across the field from Ford, getting it towards Hayward. And this is Samuel playing it towards Wilson Wright.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Trying to get it through towards Hayward, who had made that run, but it was hit a little too far ahead of him by Wilson Wright. But here Hayward coming back, getting possession, gets it to Samuel. He has a crack, goes over the bar. So a goal kick for St. Anthony's. This is still goalless here at the West Moorings ground of St. Anthony's. As this is Hospitalis getting it towards Alcantara. He goes back to Williams. It's Fatima trying to play the passing game on this difficult field. As you can see, the ball bouncing all over the place as Hospitalis decides to hold up the play. This is Alcantara regaining possession. Bailey makes the run. That's a good run. Taken down. Being harassed by Voisin. And in fact tries to go past Voisin, not successful. The ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. Hospitalis regaining possession, getting into a dangerous position, and De Gans just couldn't get there as Hayward comes away with it. Samuel making that run, going down that right side, looking for some support. He's getting it, some backward support. Actually tries to go square towards Thomas. De Gans heads it towards Noons as Fatima trying to regain possession and control the things as Williams playing a long ball for Chavez. Wilson Wright wins it. Still Wilson Wright in possession. He's only got Thomas up front to aim at. He sends the cross. It's much too long. Thomas is not going to get there. Ford can keep it in. Ford being confronted by Hospitalis, looking to go down the line, but it's picked up by Bailey. Bailey confronted by Voisin. He goes inside. De Gans, he's available. Jordan making that run on the far side. He's all alone. Sends the cross in, looking for Bailey.
He's got to finish.
Oh, that's it. Excellent bit of football. Beautiful change of play. Bailey finishing it in the 21st minute. Fatima take the lead here at the Tigers ground. But what a well-worked goal. It was played to the far side. Jordan sent the cross in, and Bailey coming in on the blind side just had the simple task, Brent, of heading it into the net.
Well, it was manufactured by Bailey, who was the one originally collecting the ball, finding De Gans. Ball eventually played back in. And look at that for a composed finish by a man that's in form. Ball played across. Bailey nudging the ball into the back of the net. Great counter-attacking football. The one opportunity that Fatima has gotten to catch St. Anthony's in transition, they have taken it. And that man Bailey, the captain, has put them up 1-0.
What a good cross as well from the man who's come in as a substitute. When I say as a substitute, replacing their top goal scorer in Cam Williams. He's come in and he's really, what a pinpoint cross. Bailey couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, he didn't have to move, did he? Or shift or adjust his position. He just had to accept the gift with kindness. And he eventually nudged it into the back of the net. He's been industrious since this game has started. As you rightfully say, that tandem on the right-hand side has seemed to pay lots of dividends to Fatima College.
Here's a ball sent through by Hutchinson. Goes straight to goalkeeper Edwards. It's gone long towards Chavez. Looking to flick on the header to Jordan. But it's won by Brusco. He plays it to Hutchinson. Hutchinson getting it forward to Samuel. This is a good move here from St. Anthony's. Wide is Hayward. Goes back infield to Hutchinson. Trying to control things at the back. Francois with a long ball, trying to get forward going. Headed away by Romany. Again, the bounce, very difficult here. But Hutchinson doing very well. He's looking for some support. Still, Hutchinson in possession. Sends a nice ball forward towards Thomas. And goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. But a foul committed by Thomas. It's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Well, this is Alcantara. Well, here is Atherton. Getting it wide to Bailey. Plays a good ball forward to Atherton. That's a good goal. That's a very good goal. My word, Atherton coming up from the back. He played a 1-2, got the return from Bailey, and he cushioned the ball into the far corner of the net, over the keeper's head, and just like that, Fatima goes 2-0 up within the space of 3 minutes.
Well, St. Anthony's College only have themselves to blame. Again, another bit of clever football. That man Bailey involved again. Atherton, is it a cross, is it a shot? It doesn't matter. It settles into the back of the net. Nice 1-2. The big man moving up front and puts his foot through it and put it into the back of the net and wheels off celebrating. So of course, what I presume is his family on the sidelines. What a way to welcome them to St. Anthony's College grounds. You'd have to say now, it's all about comfort zone for... Oh, that's sloppy by the goal scorer. Very sloppy. This could be trouble. Oh, he's given a penalty.
Yes, it is a penalty, but very on a red card. I think he's going to be red carded as well. The goalkeeper is being red carded. Well, I'm not sure on that, Brent. I'm not sure on that decision in terms of giving a penalty and a red card. Now, the question is, was he intentionally trying to play the ball? So this is very interesting.
Well, as we take another look at it here, a mistake there by the goal scorer, Atherton. I'm not sure if that's a foul, Colin. First of all,
I don't think it is.
I'm not sure it's a foul, and then secondly,
I agree.
I'm not sure if it's a red card decision.
No.
It's completely against the run of play, but more importantly, it's very hard. As we take another look at it here, goalkeeper comes out.
He wasn't even looking at the player.
Well, I'm not sure where he can go. He's actually trying to get out of the way, out of Thomas's way. But I think not only just the penalty kick,
but the red card.
But the red card as well, which I'm still a bit unsure about.
Referee McPhee, you got it wrong. I'm sorry. You got it wrong. I don't think, it certainly was not a red card offense. And you're right, Brent, I don't even think it was a foul. He was going after the ball, the two players collided, and it's unfortunate. It's very harsh on the young man. Well, it means that the substitute goalie has come in, and we'll just have to have a look and tell you who he is. It could be Romain. Is it Tyrese Romain? Well, let's have a look. It's going to be Francois with the penalty here. Fatima, they lead by 2-0, but it's a penalty. And referee McPhee places the ball for Russell Francois to make it 2-1 here, and Fatima down to 10 men. Here is, he buries it into the corner of the net, and all of a sudden it's Fatima 2, Russell Francois scoring here to make it Fatima 2, St. Anthony's 1. Well, so St. Anthony's 1, Fatima 2. I think we're all in a state of shock here at the moment. And let's have a look at the law. Where a player commits an offense against an opponent within their own penalty area, which denies an opponent an obvious goal scoring opportunity, and the referee awards a penalty kick, the offender is cautioned if the offense was an attempt to play the ball. In all other circumstances, example, holding, pulling, pushing, no possibility to play the ball, the offending player must be sent off. Brent, if you ask me, the goalkeeper Edwards was trying to play the ball. It's not a good decision. I'm sorry, Mr. McPhee, but you've made a mistake, and you're human. Certainly not blaming you, but you've made a mistake.
Yeah, I just wondered, Colin, when I saw the red card,
I couldn't believe it.
I was a bit surprised because it was the slightest of fouls. I wasn't even sure if it was a foul. He did impede, I think, his progress. But again, I wasn't sure. But I think the red card on top of the penalty.
Yeah, that was harsh. Very harsh. Well, let's see what Fatima is made of, Brent. Because they're down to 10. They'll still lead by 2-1. But with 10 men now, it's no real adjustment to the players. We'll have to wait and see. I think Jordan was taken off, if I'm right, Brent.
Yeah,
Jordan. So they've sacrificed the man wide on the left.
Wide.
Yeah, and which makes sense.
The question is, from a St. Anthony's perspective, would they start throwing numbers forward now? Are they now going to play a bit more? Of course, I don't want to say showing caution to the win. It isn't. Are they going to be a bit more practical in their approach? So far, they've been very defensive with 2 holding midfielders and a back 4, and they kept a lot of numbers behind the football. The question is, moving forward now, what are they going to do? I think from a Fatima College perspective, their goalkeeper is going to have to miss the semi-finals.
Well, that's another thing. That's the other important thing. That he's got to actually miss the semi-final. So it's double jeopardy here, triple jeopardy, because they've awarded a penalty, he was sent off, and now he has to miss the semi-final. It's really, really harsh, but game has to go on as it's with Williams. Long ball, searching ball there for Chavez. It's intercepted by Francois. It's going to be a throw for Fatima.
He's certainly been buoyed by that decision. I think for the viewers at home and different platforms that are watching this game, it is very difficult for officials. We have the luxury of having some of the best cameramen in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, that pick up the different angles. So both myself and Colin have the perfect armchair position here.
I tell you what, if
make that decision.
I tell you what, Brent, if we had VAR, he would have been called to have a look at the screen. Here's the cross ball, and well taken down by Prescott.
Yeah, I agree.
No, and I tell you what, I'm not, he has a split second to make the decision. And here's another long ball. The keeper is going to come.
That could have been very, very costly from a Fatima College perspective.
Well, the inexperience of the keeper, he sort of delayed. And
I think it's a defender, really, Colin. You've got to deal with it as a defender. If your goalkeeper does not make a call or a shout, you've got to deal with it. And they didn't.
Here is the ball going out, and it's going to be a corner. Looks to be a corner for Fatima. Yeah, and the thing is, and I'm not talking about the foul here, Brent. I'm talking about the red card and what the law states. That's not a mistake. If the law states, if the player was trying to play the ball, it can't be a red card. It's got to be a caution, a yellow card. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's forget the actual foul at the moment, because with the foul, it's a split decision. Split second to make that decision.
It's the interpretation of the foul, Colin, and I think that is where the proof and the pudding is. It's whether or not it was interpreted as something that it wasn't. As the law says, of course, if he's playing the ball. Now, if it seems to be a situation where he's pulling, pushing, or impeding, then it's a different sort of decision. And again, I've said this many times. Doesn't matter if VAR is in play. Refereeing is a subjective, of course, situation. It's a subjective profession. It's really down to the eyes of as much as you can put things in black and white, the black and white has to be interpreted somehow, Colin. And the referees are the one that has to interpret it.
Well, here is the corner sent in, headed away, and away comes Samuel. Giving chase looks like Alcantara. It is Alcantara, but it's played in field, and Bailey picks it up. Strange to see him inside. Sends a long ball, but hit far too long. He was looking for the Gans, but he couldn't get there. So this game nicely poised now, 2-1 in favor of Fatima, but they've got down to 10 men. Bailey slows it down a bit, gets it back to Hospitalis. Bailey playing it to Chavez. Bailey's gone wide. He's going to make that run up that right side. Is he going to keep it in? He does. Sends the cross in, but too much backward. Picked up by Samuel. This is Haywood. He's back on this left side. Hospitalis chips it forward, but goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw.
I think irrespective of the result here this afternoon, Colin, I think the real story is the fact that the goalkeeper, Tristan Edwards, the starting goalkeeper for Fatima, more than likely will miss the semi-finals. And I think from a coach Hudson Charles perspective, that's a bigger loss. Irrespective of the results here, they're already in.
Well, Voisin is making his way off, and the number 2 player is coming on. That is, in fact, let's see, Ishmael Castang. So Ishmael Castang is the man on. As Alcantara plays a long ball looking for Digans. Is he going to keep it in? Yes, no, he doesn't. And it's going to be a goal kick for St. Anthony's. Seems to that Brent, the weather wants to change again, as per usual. Once we're at St. Anthony's,
well, the minute you start talking about beautiful weather, Colin, it's going to change.
At least there are no missiles coming down on us. If it's raindrops, we're okay.
You're fine. I was about to tell you to take some head cover. I don't know if there's such a thing.
Well, it's Castang in possession, trying to get it back. He does get it back to Calendar, but a good challenge coming in from Bailey. It's a throw for Castang. Headed forward by Alcantara to Chavez. This is Bailey, turns with it nicely, trying to shield the ball. Does well. Gets it to Alcantara. Goes all the way back to Williams. Williams plays it to Alcantara. He's got some space ahead of him. Decides to go for a long shot. Comes off of him, of the defender in Brusco or Francois, sorry. And the ball played long forward to Thomas. This is Haywood. Back to Thomas. Plays that ball infield. Samuels in possession as it's cleared up field. And is it going to be a throw for Fatima? Yes, it is. It's going to be Bailey. So we into the last 10 minutes of this game, of this first half, I should say. It's Hospitalis playing it in field. Alcantara goes back to Williams. Ball running away from him, but he gets it to Nunes.
They have to press high up the park, Colin, St. Anthony's.
Yeah,
they have the numerical advantage. It only augurs well to the current situation if they start pressing Fatima College high up the park. That's how they got the goal.
That's right. Well, this is the cross ball looking for Thomas. Oh, this goes into the goal. All of a sudden, the equalizer has come. Or is it an own goal? It could very well be an own goal. So Fatima under some pressure here now. And the keeper was coming. The cross game, let's have a look at it, Brent.
Yeah, the ball swinged into the box. Looks like Hospitalis with the last touch. It's an own goal. I think he tried to swivel with the right foot and ended up planting off of his left foot. He would have been a lot better served if he tried swinging through it with his left foot, with his body, of course, facing the ball. I think he attempted the most difficult possible clearance, and that's using your right foot, swinging across your body. Nevertheless, it ends up in an equalizer. Game on.
Certainly game on, no doubt. So it's 2-2 now, and it's all to do for Fatima here.
I tell you what, Colin, it's been a very strange 45 minutes of football.
Has been.
And it hinges really on one decision, and that's the penalty. The game has swung from a very comfortable routine win for Fatima College.
A real scrap. Yeah, a scrap. Yeah.
In the switch of a call. And I'm sure the Fatima faithful and the substitutes there is wondering what's going wrong.
Also Coach Hudson Charles, because here comes St. Anthony's again. This is Ford looking for the shot. Just wide. Just wide. Good run from Ford, cutting in from that right side, put it on his left foot and had the shot, Mordecai Ford, and went just wide.
And all of a sudden, a team that was quite happy defending and, of course, keeping the door shut at the back is adventurous and ambitious moving forward. Turn of the tide.
Well, it's going to be Castang with the throw. Comes off the head of Hospitalis, but another throw for St. Anthony's.
I think from a Hudson Charles perspective, Colin, he would want to get his team in to, of course, organize and probably tear up the game plan and come with another one.
This is Atherton clearing it, but only as far as Hutchinson. Goes wide towards Brusco. Sends it in field. This is another chance for Samuel. That's 3. Oh! I was about to say that's 3-2, but it hit the post. Tell you what, Fatima, Brent,
it's 6 at 7.
They're totally, they don't know what to do now. And I think you made the point. They need to get in at halftime for Coach Hudson Charles to settle them down.
Well, all of a sudden, a team that was playing with confidence are looking disillusioned. That ball hitting the upright very easily could have been the third goal. And what a remarkable turn of events here at St. Anthony's College ground. I tell you what, the assistant coach before the game said this is Tigers. This is home. And they're home.
Yep.
I don't want to doubt that, man.
Well,
he saw something we didn't see.
That's right.
Which of course is the change in the tide.
I think after 24 minutes, when Fatima, they were leading by 2-0, we all thought, well, it's going to be one of those comfortable afternoons and maybe 4-0, 5-0, but it's turning out to be anything but that. And it's going to be interesting at halftime what Hudson Charles decides and make whatever changes.
Well, it's one of those situations, speaking to the coaching staff at St. Anthony's, and they all said to me, Colin, they can't remember the last time Fatima College won a game at Westmoreland here against St. Anthony's. And when you look at what has transpired today, that has to be in the players' minds.
Oh, it has. But you know, the thing is, and again, I'm going to reiterate what you said. I think it has unsettled this Fatima team.
Yeah, certainly has.
They're no longer trying to hold the ball, no longer trying to work it around. They're just running around in circles, and they're following the ball. And Hudson Charles has got to get them inside and say to them, look guys, we're down to 10. This is how we're going to play in the second half.
Well, they're
a talented team.
Yeah, they are. And one of their strengths, of course, is their organization. One of their strengths is the ability to understand what they need to do. For the first time, they look like a team that's a bit clueless in their approach.
Very true. But here is Francois with a long, deep ball. Picked up by Ford. Twisting, turning with it nicely. He's being confronted by Nunes, but it's given away to the Gans, and he clears it upfield. Going after it is Atherton. Now he just came on at the half line and decided to stay up for some reason, and they tried to pick him out.
Well, 10 seconds ago he couldn't walk.
Yes.
Wonder if it's that miracle spray again, Colin.
He was sprinting after that one. Here's Chavez. Does well to keep it in.
Run.
Yep. Still Chavez, and eventually he loses out. Cleared back downfield. Over the head of Hospitalis. No, he does well. Heads it towards Bailey. He's trying to settle things down. Hospitalis playing it inside to Alcantara. Goes all the way back to Williams. Remember, there's nobody wide now for them on that left side as it plays forward to Digans, but he's not going to get there before Francois, the man who scored the first goal from the penalty spot for St. Anthony's. This is Calendar playing it forward. Bailey can't get it. It comes to Castang. The man came on as a substitute. Sends that ball forward towards Thomas. And goalkeeper Romain comes out. Sends it high, upfield, looking for Chavez. Loose ball goes towards Francois, who takes no chances. Clears it. It's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. Sorry, it's going to be a throw for Fatima. And coming forward to take this throw, it's going to be Nunes.
It's gone from a sunny day and a rosy day for Fatima for overcast, bleak, and gloomy and bleak.
Yes. Hospitalis trying a shot from about 40, 45 meters out. Really hopeful. And it's going to be a goal kick for St. Anthony's. We just got a minute and a half left.
Well, I think Colin, from a championship winning team perspective, you have to face adversity during, of course, your journey to a championship.
And how you deal with it, Brent.
Correct, and this is Fatima's test.
Well, this is Ford playing it inside and looking for the return ball. Samuels is the man actually running it down. He got the return ball from Ford, and it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, it's how you deal with it. And you know, they were very much unsettled, Brent, after that penalty was sent off. Well, they're giving it away. They're bringing problems on themselves. Fatima, as that ball is played forward, it's with Wilson Wright. Plays it there towards Hutchinson. Hutchinson still in possession. He's got Ford wide. Ford trying to get that crossover, but it's headed away by Williams. And eventually it comes off of the Gans. It's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. So we're coming up to the 45 minutes, and we understand it's going to be 1 minute of added on time as referee McPhee gives a free kick. It's going to be taken by Nunes. Headed forward. Hospitalis is going to pick it up. Does well. Looks around. Looking for some support. Has it from Alcantara. He doesn't collect it. But he does well in the end. Starting to come forward. Trying to find Chavez. It's cleared downfield by Francois. And this is Ford. Getting it to Samuel. He thought Ford would have been making that run.
Yeah, it was the right idea. I think Ford should have continued on his run, but for some reason he stopped. And this, despite being a man down, he still fancy Fatima chances. Except for that little 2 or 3 minute spell where they seemed a bit rattled. They've gotten back in it.
We understand St. Benedict's, they are up 2-0 against Pleasantville, Brent, at the half-time. So as it stands now, they are in front in this group. And it's 1-1 at the Hasely Crawford Stadium.
Yeah.
So as it stands now at half-time, as we hear the whistle for the first half, what an eventful first half. Packed with incident, no doubt, here at the St. Anthony's ground. It's 2-2. But what a first half we've had, action-packed, and of course that decision from referee McPhee has turned this game now. And you have to think that you made the point that St. Anthony's could go on, Fatima could still go on and win it, but St. Anthony's have a really great opportunity. It's half-time at the Tigers ground. It's St. Anthony's 2, Fatima 2. Welcome back here to St. Anthony's ground. It's 2-2 between Fatima and St. Anthony's, and what a first half we've had. St. Fatima going into the lead by 2-0, and St. Anthony's coming back. Let's have a look at the highlights. Fatima started well, and they shot the cross ball coming from Bailey, but it actually went straight into the hands of the keeper. St. Anthony's, they had a moment of their own, a shot coming from Samuel going high over the bar, and then Fatima through Bailey, looking to make inroads. Wide ball towards Jordan, and look at the cross from him, and look at Bailey coming in at the far post. A simple header, and just like that, Fatima took the lead by 1-0. A lovely work goal, wonderful cross from Jordan, and a finish. And then look at this for a finish as well. Was it a finish? Was it a cross ball? Whatever, it ended up in the back of the net from Hospitales. He chipped it. The keeper was at the first post. It went over his head into the back of it, and Fatima took the lead 2-0. And then the drama started here at the St. Anthony's ground. Long ball for a mistake there, and the keeper came. There was a collision. The referee deemed it an intentional foul. He awarded a penalty, but double jeopardy. He then sent the goalkeeper off. Edwards, he was red carded, and St. Anthony's back in the game at 2-1, and then a cross ball and a one goal from Hospitales. He wasn't sure whether to clear it or what. It came off of him and went into the back of the net, and just like that, St. Anthony's were back into this game. They even hit the post here with a shot from Samuel, but at the half, it's St. Anthony's 2, Fatima 2. Let's have a look at the stats, Brent.
Well, the stats are 8 goals, 8 shots, 3 on target by St. Anthony's College, 5 shots by Fatima College, 4 of those on target, 4 fouls collectively. They've shared that 2 apiece. Of course, no yellow cards, but that big stat there, the red card for Fatima College, of course, going to their goalkeeper, Tristan Edwards, who was sent off. No offsides in the game. 2 corners shared evenly, 1 apiece by St. Anthony's and Fatima College, and of course 3 saves by St. Anthony's College and 1 by Fatima College. Of course, the scoreline 2 goals apiece, 1 red card, the one that stands out in the stats. Let's have a conversation with Hans.
Thank you very much, Brenton Collin. Also, thank you to NGCCNG and First Citizens for our halftime highlights. Joined right now by assistant coach Hisham Gomes of Fatima College. Listen, 10 men on the pitch right now. What is the strategy moving into the next half?
Strategy moving into the next half is to make sure that we stay balanced, we stay composed, we try to play our game, still possess the ball, try to get some more goals.
What is the mood of the young men right now?
Right now they're a bit dejected, but I'm sure they're going to be picking themselves up in the locker room right now, because for some reason we always come against this referee and he makes it about himself and forgets that there are 2 teams that are training really, really hard.
Yeah.
And it's about them.
So what does Fatima have cooking for halftime?
More goals.
More goals. All right.
More goals.
Thank you very much, Coach Hisham Gomes of Fatima College. Thank you so much for speaking with us here on SportsMax right now. Joined by assistant coach Bato of St. Anthony's College. 10 men on the field on Fatima's side, 11 on yours. How are you all going to maximize in the next half?
Well, 10 men on the field for Fatima, that is good for St. Anthony's right now. But we are in the process of rebuilding and preparing the team, because I said in 2 earlier interviews that none of the players played at this level before.
Right.
So we are using these games to introduce the players to system of play,
right,
positional play, team formation.
All right. So what do you expect from the boys on the next half?
Well, I want to think that I heard the Fatima coach said it right, more goals, but in favor of St. Anthony's.
Thank you very much. Those are the coaches here at St. Anthony's College grounds, coaches from St. Anthony's College and Fatima College. Right now, let's hear from the coaches at Hazley Crawford Stadium.
Basically, even we considered early and we didn't panic or anything like that. We got back into the game, missed a few chances, but like I said, basically even. Nah, nothing really. We stick to the game plan and no need to panic. Just stick to the game plan and execute. Sorry? Have to be a little more dominant in the game, a little more possession and finish our chances. Yeah.
Double jeopardy low. So it is well spelled out, well.
In the first 10 minutes of the game when we scored, we were in the game. Right now, Sawa is better. to first balls and second balls. We're too slow, so we have to assess that right now and come out and do better. Well, of course, we have to try to possess the ball. We have to try to move and give support. And when we're defending, we have to move quicker. We're just too slow, so we have to improve generally everything that we're doing right now. Well, I would want us to win, obviously. But if we have a draw, we're already in the Big Four. So, but I would like to keep our winning streak. Winning is a habit, so I want us to keep winning.
Well, the supporters are here at St. Anthony's grounds, the supporters for both teams, but of course the Fatima College supporters. Looking around me, I'm joined by the family of Johanse Atherton. How y'all feeling?
Good. Proud.
Definitely proud now. He ran to mommy, but of course he ran to the uncle as well. His dad is here as well. So let us know, how does it feel?
Exciting.
So what do you expect from him and the rest of the team for the rest of the game?
Well, they're down, so they had to play close, play together, do a lot of talking, and let the fitness do the work in the second half.
Well, come, you all make some noise for Fatima. We'll be right back, St. Anthony's College, Fatima College, head-to-head here at St. Anthony's College grounds.
back here to the St. Anthony's ground, the home of the Tigers, and what a tigerish first half we've had. 2 goals all, St. Anthony's College and Fatima College. It was Fatima College taking the early lead through Bailey and Atherton. They were comfortably placed at 2-0, and all of a sudden the action started. The goalkeeper Edwards was thought to have brought down the striker, and referee McPhee, not only did he give a penalty, he red carded the keeper. The ensuing penalty taken by Russell Francois meant it was 2-1, and then Hospitalis, an own goal from Hospitalis, made it 2 goals all. Brent, we've had action, really, all action in the first half. What can we expect in the second half?
Well, if it's anything like the first half, then it's a lot. I think, of course, the weather is starting to change here at St. Anthony's College ground. That would certainly be a factor. But I think from a Fatima College perspective, it's really about getting back in control of the football game, which I think they can do with the type of personnel that they have out there. You just have to wonder what type of approach St. Anthony's College will have in this half. They've so far shown that they're very comfortable putting a lot of numbers behind the ball, but let's see what they do in the second half.
And it's going to be interesting with the weather, because it's starting to drizzle here, and how much of an effect that will have, Brent, on this field. Because it's more than a drizzle now, it's a pretty heavy shower.
It's really starting to change the way things are here. Certainly it's going to have an impact on the field conditions.
Well, here is St. Anthony's on the attack. The ball sent forward, headed away by, looks to be Atherton there at the back. Long ball fed for Shav.
Excellent ball.
For Shaves. Hey, Shaves. He's trying to get in by Shaves with a chance. No, deflects off this.
Excellent defense.
Francois.
Excellent.
Now, I want to say, as we talk Shaves, Brent, I was calling him Chavez because I got the card that his name was Chavez, but he is Chaves. So his name is Michael Shaves, so I do apologize. But he should have put Fatima 3-2 up.
Yeah, he should have put them up there, but don't discredit Russell Francois.
Yeah.
As it's an excellent ball played by Bailey. I thought there he could have cut across his defender. Eventually got a clear view. But look at Francois coming back in the nick of time. Maybe the ball should have been placed to the left of the goalkeeper, not the right. Nevertheless, give Francois the credit. Good defensive display.
But here is a foul committed on Hutchinson. The free kick quickly taken as Brusco goes forward with it for St. Anthony's. Looking around, he's got a man on that far side. As St. Anthony's looking to get control with it. This is Wilson Wright. Going over onto that far side to Haywood. Haywood sends the cross in, but it's harmless, goes outside, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. We understand St. Benedict's, they have increased their lead now by 3-0. So, Brent, the way it stands, it seems that they are going to top this group.
Yeah. The question is, who do they play? I know they would have had several changes to their normal starting lineup. Speaking to the manager before the game, they wanted to give a couple players a rest. Moving into the knowing, of course, that they're already into the semi-finals on Friday, just awaiting their opponent. He actually said it doesn't matter who is the opponent, Colin.
Yeah, it's when he reaches this stage, Brent, you've got to do the job 90 minutes on the field.
Yeah, but
you just got to plan it correct, don't you?
Yeah, you do have to plan it, but I'm quite sure, as a coach, as a player, there's some teams you want to stay away from. Yeah, prefer to play them in a final. I've always, as I said before, hear coaches talk about it doesn't matter who they play. Of course it does.
Well, here's Hospitalis with a free kick for Fatima. So they've started well in the second half as Fatima. They've tried to put St. Anthony's under pressure. Remember, they're playing with 10 men as the Gans just trying to get inside there, but was behind the player. Eventually sent upfield. This is Thomas. Ball comes off of Atherton, but picked up by Hospitalis. Gets it to Nunes. Nunes to Williams. Williams to Hospitalis. Oh, sorry, to Atherton. This time it's Hospitalis. Turns nicely with it, plays it inside to Alcantara. He plays that forward to Digans. Digans playing a long ball to Shaves. Shaves in possession, but he loses out. Trying to do a little bit too much, Brent.
Yeah, he would have been better served waiting on the support of Nunes, who was overlapping. on the left-hand side. Didn't find him.
Here comes Brusco, but not collected by Nunes. As a matter of fact, it worked out well for him because it goes to Williams. Goes all the way back to goalkeeper Romain. This is Nunes. Romany. Alcantara. Hospitalis. Bailey, is he fouled? Yes, says the referee, and it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Still 2 goals all here. Coming up to just about 4.5 minutes played so far in the second half, and the boys from Mukarapu seem to have settled better. But you have to remember, they're down to 10, and any counter-attack could see them exposed. There's that cross ball coming in. And Romany plays it back to Alcantara. He goes wide towards Bailey. Ball comes off of Wilson Wright. And eventually we see it's going to be a free kick for St. Anthony's. Certainly will give them a lift. If they get anything from this, Brent, no, it's the end of the league season, but it will certainly give them a lift going into the intercall.
Yeah, it certainly will. And despite the fact that they're up with 11 men, they still have battled well in this game. They haven't made it easy for Fatima College, even when they were at 11 men. Well, really opening up now.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, we've had some
very, very heavy
really
showers.
Unpredictable weather here. Is this around the time, Colin, when you normally get knocked over the head?
Well, the guy who is responsible for that is trying to protect me, Brent, so I feel a lot comfortable now. Yes, the ball played wide towards Brusco. He controls it, looking inside to see what support he's got. Shaves, tries to come forward and get it.
That's a good ball.
Can Nunes get there before Francois? He's not going to get there, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima.
I thought Nunes was a bit late in his challenge on Francois, but obviously nothing was called there, so we have another look at it. Look at the left foot of Nunes, a bit late. It's quite fortunate not to, of course, be a judge to foul Francois, but he's still down and is seeking treatment.
Yeah, he's certainly down, seeking some sort of treatment. See the physio coming across. Physio coming across to, seeing St. Anthony's in the meantime getting ready to make a substitution. Miller, from all reports, will be coming on for Hayward. We'll just wait for that substitution to take place. Well, Brent, from a wonderful, hot, sunny afternoon, it's pouring now with rain.
And as the weather condition change, and of course the field condition changes as well, from a Coach Hudson Charles perspective, do you look at making changes, of course with Friday in mind, or possibly Saturday, a semi-final in mind, and start resting players?
Well, this is Hospitalis. Oh, it's still Hospitalis, trying to flick it through, trying to be a little too cute there. Loses possession, tries to get back and put in the tackle. Bailey does well to keep it in. Excellent work from him as that ball is played forward. This is Romany. That's a good talent.
Excellent tackle.
Excellent. From Francois again, Brent.
Well, he looked beaten, Colin, and he just stuck out that right leg at the last minute, and eventually, of course, was able to.
He looks a good defender, doesn't he?
He's done well. He
looks very calm under pressure. What I like about him, and the penalty he took was a really wonderful penalty. Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, he's a centre half, Colin. What do you expect?
Well, I thought it would have gone more into the stand, but he's one of those good centre halves, Brent. You have to say, one of those better centre halves that's cool, calm under pressure. But this is Shaves. Ball played towards Brusco. Headed by Williams, but goes towards Hayward. Thomas trying to get in there, and eventually it's cleared away. finally, I think the substitution is going to be made. Miller is the man that's going to be coming on for Haywood. So there is Miller making his way on. So Joshua Miller coming on for Haywood as Hospitalis plays it out, and it's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. Coming up to 10 minutes in this second half. Still few spectators on the field with umbrellas, braving the weather as it goes to Hutchinson. Brusco sends the ball.
Excellent ball.
Oh, it's headed over the bar. Well, a chance there for Wilson Wright. Good cross ball coming in. And Wilson Wright just couldn't keep it down.
Well, I just wondered if Thomas had a better opportunity at hitting that one. As the ball is played into box, an excellent service there. Look at Thomas behind him. Just felt that might have been better served if Thomas had picked up on it. Wilson looked like he was stretching.
Well, it's pouring now, Brent. Bucket a drop here. I expect this field to get very heavy. And it will change a lot of what is happening out there. And it's going to be interesting how Fatima will deal with this, because they're a team that tends to knock it around. I think they've got to go for the long ball now.
Well, not only that, they have a national semi-final soon in a couple of days, and irrespective of this result, they're still in.
Yeah.
And you just wonder if some of the legs out there may need a rest, one or two of their key players, because it doesn't matter what happens in this results from a Fatima College perspective, they're still in. I'm sure they would want to win. I'm not lose to St. Anthony's, but it's the candlestick more than the course and the funeral.
Well, a free kick for St. Anthony's. Seems to be Hutchinson, is it?
It's a long way out.
Yeah, long way out. Hits the wall. Comes back out. That's actually Francois with a free kick. As Hospitalis trying to come away with it. Looks to get it downfield towards the Gans. This is Nunes. Comes inside nicely with it. Comes off of Wilson Wright. But then he gives it away towards the man who's come on as a substitute in Miller. Miller twisting one way, then the next. Plays a good ball to Wilson Wright. He sends it out onto that far side. Making that run on that far side is, let's see, that is Samuel. Eventually Fatima win it and come away with it. This is Fatima with a long ball to Shaves. It's missed by Francois, but Brusco is there. He's being confronted by Shaves. Sends that ball upfield. As coming away with it is Hutchinson. Does well, does very well. Still Hutchinson in possession. Gets the shot away. No power, and certainly trying to get it to the run. Yeah, excellent run. But went straight to the keeper. Romain, he had no problems in holding on. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Still, it's 2 goals apiece. We're at the St. Anthony's ground in West Moorings. As ball comes off of Bailey, and it's going to be another throw for St. Anthony's. They've come up that right side. Cleared away by Atherton. Shaves is there, trying to play it in field, looking for Romany. Bailey in a real tussle there, but Digans plays it in field to Bailey. Turns well with it. Oh, he does very well. Sends a ball onto this far side. This is Romany in possession. Cuts inside with it. Is he going to look for the shot? Skating tackle in the end as Wilson Wright picks it up. He's now looking to come forward. It's won by Williams. Gets it towards Bailey on that far side. The ball comes off of Miller. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. As Wilson Wright is down in the middle of the field.
Yeah, we're seeing a few weary legs now.
Yeah.
As the conditions get worse here at St. Anthony's College ground. The players are really having to put in the work, extra work, because of the field condition.
Fatima making a sub. So Digans is off, and Atong, we saw him come on as a substitute against Speyside, so he's on again as a substitute, but this time for Digans.
I think that's with the semi-final in mind, Colin.
Yeah.
Because Digans haven't really put a foot wrong in this game, and I'm quite sure that the experienced coach Hudson Charles would be thinking that I may have to rest a few with that in mind. It would be an absolute travesty for Fatima College if, of course, they not only lose this game, Colin, but they came out of this game with injuries. They've already possibly may not be with the services of their goalkeeper Edwards. It would not be the type of script that Coach Charles would want if he also loses a player through injury. Always mindful of that.
Well, Wilson Wright is the man from St. Anthony's getting treatment, and he's up. That's good to see. So we just played for an hour now, still 30 minutes left in this game, and whatever added on time there will be. So we expect to see plenty more action. There's a lot of action going on off the field at the moment, Brent. All sorts of things are happening. But let me tell you, this is almost like a storm run. My word, who would have thought this an hour ago?
Well, I know you were talking, Colin, about going up to Maracas and getting a bacon shark. It was that sunny and nice.
My word. Here is Fatima in possession with Shaves to Noons. Back to Shaves, playing it in field. Out on that far side, unfortunately it goes over the head of Bailey. It's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. Throw sent upfield by Castang, but headed out by Hospitalis. This is Romany. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a goal! He took on the man, came inside, and he blasted it with the left foot in the 62nd minute. What a goal from young Romany. What a goal, Brent. He hit it beautifully. He did all the hard work.
Well, he talk about adversity that a champion would face. Romany said, no bother, I'll take it on my back. What a strike by the young man. Off the post there, and the custodian for St. Anthony's College had absolutely no chance. That was a rocket. Well, had to be lightning. The type of condition we had here so far at St. Anthony's College came from nowhere.
Absolutely.
And gave himself a bit of room to strike on goal. But once it left his shoes, Colin, it had goal written all over it. And that is the type of goal that wins you championship. 3-2.
I tell you, I'm a bit concerned, Brent, if this rain continues. This ground, I don't think it can take very much more water.
Well, the ball's still rolling.
Yeah, it's still rolling. Yeah, so far it's so good.
But you're correct. If it continues and the way it's going, you just wonder.
It's a heavy downpour as St. Anthony's trying to go up that left side. This is good from Hutchinson. He's played well.
Yeah, he's done really well.
But it's Noons. The ball goes all the way to goalkeeper Romany. Fatima leading by 3-2 goals.
Despite the fact that that's could be trouble.
I tell you what, Brent, you can't be playing balls back here. It's going to be really tough. Long range shot, that's not a bad idea. It took a little bit of a deflection, but off of a St. Anthony's player, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Well, look, the good news is that we're seeing blue skies. And that's...
Are you? Are you? Okay.
Yeah, well, you just have to look past the grey skies, Colin. And you see it.
Well, it's going to be a throw.
It's starting to ease up a bit
Yeah,
now.
it is. Let's just hope. Just needs to head further west, maybe down to Chagaramas, and leave us here at the St. Anthony's Tigers ground. But here is so slushy. You can't run with the ball now.
Yeah.
That's slushy.
And you have to be very careful with your passes, like this one, stuck in the water.
Just missed out Nunes. This is Brusco. Still Brusco.
It's a good tackle.
Yeah.
Excellent. Does so well when he comes out.
Yeah, Williams.
The centre half position. He's always precise in his challenges. And never really puts a foot wrong. It's a big presence for Fatima College back there.
This is Brusco. Actually, like a long ball played forward. That was Brusco coming back there.
I'll tell you what, Colin, I'll finish my thought after this attack.
Yeah, because here's Romany still. Here's Romany! Oh my word, a brilliant tackle coming in the end that stopped him, and we'll see who is that. That was Francois again, Brent, with that last ditch tackle. No, here comes the offside. I was about to say here is referee McPhee has not seen the flag from the assistant referee. Well, he's now blown, referee McPhee. But Romany, let's have a look at that. We need to look at that again.
It's a good bit of skill by Romany.
And in
similar sort of position that he was when he just scored.
Got past the man.
He thought there he would shoot.
Right.
Caught inside. I think he lost his...
Look at Francois coming back.
That's good defense. That's good defense. But Romany should have shot. I think the little slip that he had probably, of course, changed his mind. He tried to go inside. That's not a bad effort.
So St. Anthony's with a substitution. I think Ford is off. Yeah, Ford is off, and Crovado is the man on. So Crovado, as Fatima goes down that right side through Bailey. That's a good sliding tackle from Calendar.
I was about to say, Colin, that I'm a bit disappointed that St. Anthony's, of course, they have the extra man, but they really have not shown that impetus that they want to go out and win this football game. And they're at home as well.
Yeah, you're right. I think you would have thought they would have come out in this second half and they would have put Fatima under pressure. Well, it's the other way.
It's the other way. They haven't really pushed numbers forward. They've still, of course, defended quite deep. And it's a bit disappointing.
Chavez, or Shaves, I keep saying Chavez, but it's Shaves, C-H-A-V-E-S, has the shot. He's been very industrious.
Yeah, he's worked hard. He's worked very hard. He's run lost causes, and he's been, of course, trouble. That's the first mistake by Williams.
Yep, this is Crovado, the man who has come on as a substitute.
Skill. That's great skill.
Still Crovado.
That's good skill.
He has the shot, takes a little bit of a deflection. The assistant referee has the flag up, and the referee, McPhee, now sees it and blows for the free kick for Fatima. This is Crovado. Plays it nicely inside to Wilson Wright. Eventually, it's picked up here by Romany. Plays that ball towards Nunes, back to Romany. He's going to play a long ball looking for Shaves. Headed forward by Brusco. This is Romany looking to get it wide to Nunes. He does well. Shaves in possession. Nunes. Oh, that is Romany going past his man. Does well. He's suddenly come into this game in the second half. And is he fouled? No, says the referee. Referee McPhee says get up. Well, I'm not sure if referee McPhee, maybe he's a little too far away from that. As Hospitalis puts in the challenge, it goes out. It's going to be a throw. Coming up to 70 minutes in this game. Fatima, they lead by 3-2.
Seems to be an injury there on Francois, it looks like, Colin, who's he's done really well defensively.
Let's hope not, because he's going to be a big miss.
And there's a second player down as well on the pitch for St. Anthony's College.
Is that Brusco?
Yeah, it looks like Brusco.
It could be Brusco.
Both players, of course, in their process of trying to stop Romany. It's just really been one of those games for Fatima College. I think when Coach Hudson Charles looks back at this one, he's had every single ingredient that makes up a football game as part of it.
Well,
controversy, action, excitement.
Well, I think, Brent, you made the point as well earlier. It's a good test. It's an acid test for them.
Especially going into the semi-finals.
Yeah, and I think so far they've come through with it. Yeah. There was that wobble. I think they just didn't know what hit them with the penalty, the sending off, and then the second goal, their own goal, and they were all over the place.
Well, despite the fact that they're one man down, they've stayed true to their approach in the way they want to play. And that's a testament to the young men in the field. How many times we've seen a team go down to 10 men and they give up, of course, the way that they want to approach football games. Fatima College haven't. They've still kept the ball on the ground. They've still been very patient in their build-up. And, of course, trying to probe sides and looking to occupy space in behind their opponent. They haven't changed in the way they play.
Well, St. Anthony's looking to make another substitution coming on. Let's see who is that coming on. Damry, the man coming on, Damry. And we'll have to wait and see who's going off. Is it Brusco? Yes, Brusco is the man coming off. Well, he was down. He's getting assistance coming off.
I wasn't sure what transpired. I know he was in a bit of a tangle with the goal scorer, Romany. But outside of that, I think if you're Hudson Charles, you'd be quite happy if the final whistle blew right now.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. Down to 10 men, of course, difficult conditions.
Yep. They are second in the group now because St. Benedict's ahead on goal difference.
Yeah.
And we still understand that it's 1-1 at the
Hasty Crawford Stadium.
Yes,
correct.
so it means that Samoa North, they are ahead on goal difference. So the way there's the substitution, Damry is on, Brusco is off. Yeah, and so it would mean, Brent, it's going to be a southern semi-final where St. Benedict's will take on Presentation and Fatima will take on Samoa North. If the way it stands now.
Yeah, that's correct.
And Benedict's, I think they've gone 4-0 up.
And if we looked at the highlights coming in to us, Samoa North had a couple opportunities during the first half. Not sure which way that momentum has swung.
I did say, Brent, before the start of this game, it was a matter of who scores more goals, Fatima and St. Benedict's, 4, 5, 6. But things turned really ugly for Fatima. Here's Hutchinson with the throw. Gets it towards Damry. Back to Hutchinson. Still, he holds on to it. And it's going to be, it wasn't kept in by Crovador. This is Alcantara to Nunes. Trying to get it to Romany. He couldn't hold on to it. And Nunes said, just get out of the way to Damry. Pushed him out of the way. The referee McPhee is having a word with him. Not too sure. Just a little push, ref. Just here is the ball played up the line towards Crovador.
He's got to be careful. That's a foul again.
Well,
no.
Referee says play on. He was right there. I thought it was a foul.
Yeah, he had this hand out. It looked like he pushed him. He did push him.
This is Romany. Back to Nunes. Jaden Williams.
I think that's where they need to manage the game there. Probably spend a bit more time possessing the football. St. Anthony's College still haven't really thrown numbers forward. Right here, Colin, is where they need to possess it and not just give it back to St. Anthony's. It's all about game management here for Fatima College. Again, something they would have to learn going into the semi-finals and finals. They're up 3-2. Why are you giving the ball back to St. Anthony's?
Yeah. No, headed away. It's going to be a throw for St. Anthony's. Coming up to 75 minutes of this game. Has the rain left us, Brent? Or are you still feeling droplets?
Well, I did say there were blue skies, and you did question my call, Colin. I said just look behind the grey skies.
I hear you.
That's normally where the blue skies are.
I'm looking, trust me. Here is Atherton clearing it downfield. Shaves trying to get there. It in fact comes off of Calendar. Or comes off, no, of Castang. So it's a throw for Fatima. This time it's Calendar in possession, and he plays it out. When is St. Anthony's, Brent, going to throw caution to the wind and try to attack these 10 men of Fatima?
Well, I must admit they have not changed their approach throughout this game, which is a bit surprising. I know they've made changes, but it looks like for like changes. This could be trouble here.
Just goes over the bar.
There's still that solitary figure up front in Thomas. He's not been accompanied or joined, whether tactically or otherwise, by anyone in a red shirt.
I'm seeing former Fatima striker there, Brent, of many years ago, Anil Roberts.
And a swimmer as well, and a cricketer.
No, don't go there.
He played every sport for Fatima College.
I'm not too sure about that last one about a cricketer. But here's a chance for St. Anthony's, and it's finally cleared away. But goes to Calendar. He gets it towards Dempsey. A man down in the area. It seems to be Thomas. But here comes Fatima. That's a tough tackle from Calendar. And it goes out. Let's see.
I'm surprised if he doesn't call it back.
Yes, he's given a free kick. But certainly thought that was worth some sort of caution. Yeah.
It was robust and it was late.
A Brent Sancho tackle. So of course, this is the Tiger Tank Secondary Schools League, Brent, and it's all action. And we added, so it's the Tiger Tank Secondary Schools, and we are the Tigers' home ground. And it's a real tiger of a game. Let me tell you, it's been a real up and down seesaw game. Of course, the sending off, Brent, made all the difference to this game.
Yeah, it did.
Because Fatima at the time, they seemed that they were coasting to an easy victory. What has happened is, since that sending off, the tide has turned. But credit to them. I think they've come back into the second half and they've played well.
Yeah, they have. And they've controlled the game. They've seemed to, again, find joy in possessing the football. And of course, building up. I think where they have fallen short in the second half, Colin, is game management. I just felt in certain circumstances, of course, with St. Anthony's not pressuring them high up the pitch, just possess it. And there's my cricketer, footballer, swimmer.
He was a former Fatima striker. Former Fatima striker, Anil Roberts. I remember him as a footballer.
He was a prolific goal scorer as well.
He played up front with Scott Rodriguez. And they actually won the North Zone. In those days, they didn't have the championship. But they won the North Zone, went into a Big Seven, and lost basically on goal difference.
I think he also represented the national youth team football.
Yeah, yes, he did. But there's some of the fans here. We've had a good crowd. They've come out here despite the weather. Of course, when everybody came, Brent, it was sunny, hot, and you were wondering, hey, just could we get a little cloud cover? Well, we've got more than cloud cover. But it's going to be a throw, or is it a free kick? No, it's a throw for Fatima. Bailey sending it to Shaves. Shaves in possession, looking to go wide. It's with Hospitalis. This is Alcantara. Nunes. Wide is Romany. This is Romany being confronted by Hutchinson, and it comes off of Hutchinson. It goes out. It's going to be a left-sided corner for Fatima. They still lead by 3-2. Benedict's, on the other hand, they're leading 4-0 against Pleasantville, and as it stands, Benedict's will win the group on goal difference.
And they would play Presentation College. So far. Still a lot of time left in that game at the Hasty Crawford Stadium. Of course, 1-1 is the score.
I thought there would have been more. I thought there would have been more goals.
Yeah.
Judging from the two early goals.
You have to look as well at the goal difference of both teams. They've been very stingy. This could be trouble here.
Punched away by the keeper, gets it towards Wilson Wright.
Yes, I was saying, Colin, that I think both teams have conceded certainly less than 3 goals in their campaign so far.
Ball starting to stick here. As coming away with it is Hutchinson. Overplayed.
That's good work.
Yes.
Excellent work.
Samuel.
That's great.
Hospital is getting the better of Samuel. This is Alcantara.
Certainly, Hospitalis, one of the best wing backs we've seen in this competition.
Nunes going forward with it. Getting it down to Shaves, but playing a little too firmly. And I suppose he would have wanted the ball to stick there, but that part of the ground is no water, or very little water, I should say. A ball played by Shaves to Romany. Oh, he just couldn't get it.
Well, it's a foul.
So it's going to be a free kick, is it?
Yeah.
Free kick for St. Anthony's. We expect that man from the back. Would he be coming up to take it? Francois? He's taking most of the dead ball kicks, but yes, he's making his way up, Francois.
Well, the substitute goalkeeper has not been tested yet. And if there ever was a time to do that, I would suggest it be now.
They need to see just how good he is, because he's had very little to do with just a 2-man wall.
Of course, it's Therese Romain in goal. Well, all indications would suggest that he's going to have a strike and goal. Of course, it looks like a change before that.
Wilson Wright is coming off. Not sure, we'll give you the name of the player. Bob is the man coming on. So Bob on for Wilson Wright. Elon Wilson Wright and Jeremy Bob is the man on. But in the meantime, it's going to be Francois with the free kick. Is he going to go for goal? Yes, he is! Goes over the bar. Didn't get over it at all, but he was a fair distance out. So you would have to think, Brent, he went for power, but just didn't get the control. This ball comes off of Hospitalis. It's picked up by Thomas. He also goes for goal, but it comes off the outside of his boot and goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick. So the SportsMax app moment, Brent, let's have a look at the SportsMax app moment. And what a moment we've had.
Well, it comes from that man, Romany. Ball played out wide to him. Look at this. For a bit of trickery, and bang! And a shot. Served up to you in the right way by Romany of Fatima College. What a strike by the young man. And that, of course, was your SportsMax app moment. What a strike by Romany.
Oh, he hit it beautifully with the left foot. But here goes Shaves going down that right side. And is it captain? Yes, it is. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Thrown back towards Hospitalis. Hospitalis trying to go down that right side, but running with this ball is going to be so difficult on this surface. This is Alcantara. Bailey. Haven't seen much of Bailey in the second half. But it's just not his conditions, is it?
No, it's not. And I think coupled with the fact that his supply line spent a lot of time, that man there on the ball has spent a lot of time defending. So you just haven't been able to get the ball forward to him.
Alcantara getting it to Nunes. Well, he's gone for glory.
Oh, that's more than glory, Colin. That's extremely ambitious. does happen to defenders, Colin, when they cross the halfway.
Oh, yeah. They get into unfamiliar territory.
Unfamiliar, the blood rushes to the head. You start seeing all sorts of signs and stars that you don't normally see when you defend, and you make those sorts of decisions.
Well, handball there, and it's going to be a free kick for St. Anthony's. Thankfully, the rain has all left us now. As long balls played forward, headed away by Hospitalis. This is Calendar. Tries to get it there up to Samti. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Hospitalis with it. Gets it to Alcantara. It's a nice long searching ball. But it's played upfield. This is a man who has come on as a substitute for St. Anthony's, Samdi, but it's Nunes. Alcantara getting it back to Nunes.
That's a good ball.
Excellent ball. Bailey takes it down, gets it to Hospitalis, back to Bailey. That's another crunching tackle.
Very, very late.
Referee McPhee does nothing. He is just going to award a free kick to Fatima.
Well, I can't recall how many cards have been given in this game so far.
One red.
There's one red. But I've seen some challenges, Colin, that certainly as we take another look at it, it's late. And it's a bit high as well.
Well,
has done well.
Shaves has done well. He's making his way off, and Zamor is the man coming on. So with just about 4.5 minutes left, plus added on time. We'll have to wait and see just how much added on time the referee will give. Is the substitution Isaiah Zamor on for Michael Shaves. As the free kick from Williams sent deep into the area, headed on, but no one is there. As it goes to goalkeeper Prescott, sends it downfield.
That's good skill.
Excellent. Good tackle coming in. Seems to be the man there, Zamor, with the tackle, is it?
That's well done by Fatima.
Yep, Hospitalis.
They seem to have gone to a back five, Colin. And certainly now trying to play out the remainder of it.
Play out and get the victory.
Well, they've made the adjustment. Have not seen that from St. Anthony's. Now we're seeing maybe more red shirts coming forward, and they add probably a grandstand finish. Not with that pass.
Well, here is Francois. Sends it forward as St. Anthony is looking to come forward, looking to create problems. Cleared away. As the ball is played out, it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Man there with looking to come forward was Bob. But this is Hospitalis. Getting it to Bailey. Eventually the ball played off again. It's going to be another throw for Fatima. This time they've made about 10 meters down the right side. So the drums here going for the Tigers. As they're trailing by 3 goals to 2.
I think, Colin, when you start, of course, looking to the possible semi-final matchups that are to come, of course, that result down at the Hasey Crawford Stadium between Presentation and Sanwa not to confirm, as the game is still going on, one apiece. You just have to think that the game, as much as we talk about the teams that are playing in it, it may be about the players that may be missing from it. Because, of course, from Fatima College perspective, goalkeeper Edwards is not there.
That's a huge blow.
It's a massive blow. And then from, of course, a Presentation College perspective, no Boyce. It'd be a big miss. Keepers.
Where's the keeper going? Oh. So we do have word that St. Benedict's have won by 4 goals to 1. So for Fatima to top the group, Brent, they've got to score 2 more goals, but they've only got 2.5 minutes left to do it. Other than that, St. Benedict's will be top of the group. This is Nunes. Alcantara plays a good ball out towards Bailey. Hospitalis has gone down that right side. Alcantara does find Hospitalis, but across comes Calendar, does well. But in fact, it's won back here by Hospitalis. Charging through, but you can't run with that ball in this outfield. It's going to stick somewhere along the line. It's going to stick in a puddle. Ball sent infield. Nunes is trying to get there. But here comes St. Anthony's. Over on that far side, it's with Samuel. Plays a good ball in field, but it's picked up by Williams. The loose ball comes towards Samdi. Eventually, this is Bob. Samti playing it forward. It's offside. It's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Coming up to the 90 minutes, and we'll just have to wait and see just how much added on time there is in this game.
Of course, coaching staff of Fatima College. I think from a psychological perspective, I would suggest that they've passed the test.
Yeah. I think what is more worrying to them is the loss of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the loss of the goalkeeper is a massive loss. There's a lot of positives, but you just can't stay away from the fact of losing your starting custodian.
So this is the ball played forward. Brent, I'm not too sure who we're looking at. You know, player of the game. You know, there are a couple candidates for Fatima. I would think Arthurton would be one. Hospitalis on the far side would be one. Then you've got Romany would be one. I'm not sure how you're looking at it.
I think it's hard to look away from the industry of Hospitalis on the right-hand side. He's been solid defensively and of course, very well.
I suppose you will
attacking perspective as well. Of course, Romany goal is outstanding.
Yeah, and Hospitalis did score an own goal, but I mean, you know, these things happen.
But
there's the shot.
It's also difficult not to give it to Romany because of that crack.
Yeah, I think you know I would give it to Romany and not just because of the goal. I think it's overall industry. Yeah. And he turned the game in the second half. He made Fatima. He was the one responsible for the little comfort zone for Fatima. But I thought he's had a good second half as well. He actually came wide in that second half and tried to stretch that St. Anthony's defense. So we have 3 minutes of added on time. We have 1.5 minutes so far of that played. Cleared upfield, but it's going to be a throw. So as it stands, Brent, it seems to be a St. Benedict's presentation. And here is a free kick for St. Anthony's. Here is this man going up that right side, but it's well won here by Fatima, sent downfield. Last bitch effort from St. Anthony's trying to get this equalizer. This is Calendar. And it sticks in a puddle of water and eventually goes out. So we coming up to the 3 minutes of added on time. We'll hear the referee's whistle any moment now. He has a look at his watch. And one would think that as soon as this throw is taken, his whistle is going to go. And it's going to be a free kick. Foul committed. So The free kick is going to be taken by Bailey. And there is the whistle of the referee. Referee McPhee calls time on what has been a really interesting encounter. And we understand at the Hasely Crawford Stadium, it's also 1-1 between Samoa North and Presentation. It's a 1-1 down there. So 3-2 here to Fatima, 4-1 to St. Benedict's. And the game here packed with incident. A sending off for the Fatima goalkeeper was easily the highlight of the game, and in terms of that, it created a real pressure point for Fatima. They were able to hold on, and they went ahead to win this game by 3-2. A victory for them, real industry. As we kept saying, they were leading comfortable at 2-0. Then the sending off, things turned around for them, and everybody was saying, here at this ground, what would Fatima do? But here they go with the highlights of this game. Bailey having the first shot, and then the shot coming from St. Anthony's going high over the bar. And lovely movement here. Jordan, the man who was sacrificed, he sends the crossover, and here is Bailey with the header. And all of a sudden, Fatima taking the lead by 1-0. Christian Bailey taking the scoring the first goal. Then Arthurton with the second goal, hitting it over the keeper's head, and one wasn't sure whether it was a cross or a goal. Look at the celebration from Arthurton. He hit it into the back of the net. And then the moment of real controversy here at the ground. A red card given to the goalkeeper, Fatima's goalkeeper. The substitute went on, and Francois was the one put it into the back of the net, make it 2-1. Then an own goal from Hospitalis that made it 2-2. They went in at the half. Here is another chance. They hit the post. Samuel hit the post here. But heavy showers of rain came down in the second half, and long ball, cross ball, the header come in, couldn't get over it, and it went over the bar. And here comes Hutchinson for St. Anthony's, looking for the shot. He does get the shot in, but really and truly didn't trouble Romain in the Fatima goal. But the moment of magic here. Here is beautiful goal from Romany. He took it on his left foot, came back inside, and he smashed it with his left foot. And he told the St. Anthony's crowd at the same time, keep it quiet, keep it quiet. Free kick for Francois, went wide, and there is referee McPhee with the final whistle, meaning that Fatima came away winners by 3-2. Let's have a look at the stats. And the stats here, St. Anthony's 14 shots to 9. Shots on target, 4 to St. Anthony's, 6 to Fatima. Foul, 6 from Fatima, 5 from St. Anthony's. No yellow cards. There was 1 red card in the game given to the goalkeeper Edwards. Then offsides, no offsides. Corners, 1 corner to 3. And saves, 3 by the St. Anthony's keeper, 2 by the Fatima keeper. So that is the situation with the highlights and the stats. Let's go down to Hans Devines. He's got with him the man of the match.
Thank you very much, Colin Murray, joined right now by Kiba Romany. You are the man of the match. Here is your trophy. Congratulations. You first time seeing the goal on screen. What do you make of it?
I just did what coach asked me to do. Take my opportunities, and it paid off.
All right, so you all are getting ready to go up against Sawa North Secondary School. How are you going to prepare?
Yeah, well, I think we just need to keep focused right now, but keep our head on the ground and keep striving on, as coach says.
Well, congratulations. So you celebrate today, because there's hard work coming tomorrow. Right now we join Brent Sancho, who's with our coaches.
Well, I'm now joined by Coach Daniel. Of course, Coach, disappointing result at the end.
Well, Brent, today's game was enjoyable. I think supporters saw football, and that is what we came to see, and the best team won today.
Well, of course, coming into this game, he would have gone 2 games without scoring a goal. Coming to this one, he scored 2. Maybe a third or fourth could have been added.
Well, we practiced on the training field, and I think we saw some success. The boys played different. They were more enthusiasm in the game, as you see today.
Of course, Fatima College coming into this one undefeated so far. Running them close here in St. Anthony's. Of course, Intercal still to come. Gives your team a bit of a umph going into Intercal?
Well, it is, because we send a message today that we are not just lying down and just eating the Tigers then, so we come to fight.
Of course, Coach Daniel, all the best to you and St. Anthony's College.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Coach Daniel of St. Anthony's College on the losing end here today. But I'm now joined by the winning coach, Coach Hudson Charles. Of course, Coach Charles winning this one, 3 goals to do. Happy?
Very happy. Yes, that the mere fact that we had us play majority of the game with 10 men. I'm very proud of the guys.
Well, going back to that penalty incident, what's your take on that decision? Of course, the penalty kick and then, of course, the red card.
I thought that we get a double whammy in terms of he got a penalty, but yet he still get a red card. I think they made some changes to that. But, everybody make mistakes.
Now, looking forward to the semi-final that's coming up on the weekend against San Juan North. Anything particular you're going to prepare looking into this game?
Well, I have been looking at most of these our games, right? And I think I'm going to prepare my guys for it. I think the guys they are ready. They are looking forward to it. And come Friday, you see a good game.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on the victory. And, of course, moving ahead to the national semi-finals on the weekend.
Thank you very much.
That is Coach Hudson Charles, of course, winning today by 3 goals to 2. I'm now going to send you down to the man in charge, Hans de Wiens.
Thank you very much, Brent. Friday and Saturday, the semi-finals take place. We get ready to see St. Benedict's College go up against Presentation College, a South clash. And on Saturday, we get ready for Sour North Secondary School taking on Fatima College inside the Tiger Tanks Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. Till next time, my name is Hans de Wiens. Thank you for watching on behalf of the entire SportsMax team. We remind you of the score today. 3 goals for Fatima College. St. Anthony's College only able to get 2 in the back of the net. See you next time. We leave you with images of today's game.